Welcome to Breakout Racing League. We're here for tier number 1. It is round number 9 of the championship. Yes, I had to look at my notes there just for a second just to make sure which round it was. It's round number 9. We're getting closer and closer to the halfway point of the championship and our first break of the season. And we're here at the Austrian Grand Prix. 19 runners here tonight. And it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out after the chaos that was France. And joining me here, of course, is Katra. Welcome.
Yes, welcome along to the Austrian Grand Prix then. 10 corners, 3 to left, 7 right. The 4.38 or 4.318 circuit a kilometer, that is. It's going to be difficult for these guys, especially for penalties and validation wise, especially here in qualifying, to get the lap in right. We have one guy out, and I don't even have to ask too much who that is going to be. It's going to be Crispy. He's always first one out in any session that I'm in.
Right, let me go through the field here. We've got a few guys, Crispy already going out there on the medium tyres as of already. And we're seeing it during the week already, a mix of strategies throughout the field. Some want to start on the medium, some wanting to be starting on the soft tyres. It's a very mixed. We see a lot of people going for the mediums to start in this race. But we'll see how that could play out here tonight.
Oh, all right. Forecast. I know it's a little cheating, but
no, it's
qualifying will be dry. Okay, it's not cheating because I know there's some who's like, we don't want to see that. It's
I disagree.
Let's see as it goes.
We should be allowed commentators. It should come up on screen for us immediately.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that right now, but continue on.
All right. Apparently, it's supposed to be a wet start for the first 15 minutes minimum, so we could have an interesting race here. I'm ready.
Well, that could make things very interesting so far, especially here in Tier 1, as Crispy has invalidated already at Turn 1, which is definitely another place. Ferrari notes already invalidated at Turn 1 as well, and everybody's it's a hot potato at the moment of everybody, but Feta Cheese has not done an invalidation at Turn 1 so far, and Ritzy in the chat. But, yeah, you spoke about before, penalties around here. Always a mixed bag. You could get some people that are very good and not take the track limits, but sometimes you just get one wheel off, you're gone. And that's the beauty of Austria.
Well, actually, have a list of the most possible and probable places for these guys to get penalties, especially through me and you. Obviously haven't done it in Tier 3 a day ago, but a lot of these guys may have these trouble spots to worry about for these penalties, especially the ladder curve, Turn 1 and the Turn 1 exit, Turn 6 exit, Turn 8 exit, Turn 9 exit, Turn 10 and Turn 10 exit. All those corners have a great chance of a lot of drivers getting penalties. One mishap, one slip up, 1 centimeter to the left, there's 1 centimeter to the right, cutting the corner by a tiny fraction. That's still going to be an invalidation or a warning. In some cases, a penalty.
As Feta now goes to the top with a 104.583. And in my personal opinion, I feel like he could do a little bit better there. Bailey goes to the top with a 104.302 at the moment in the Alfa Romeo. We've got D Hunter out there with first sector. So we've got Neymar out there as well on the medium tyres. Hoop out there on the medium tyres as well as Louis. Oh my God, Louis here goes to the top with a 104.190.
Yep, his, Chandler, by the way, I wanted to point out, he had a little bit of a spin at the exit of Turn 4. Maybe we go to the top 3-8 on mediums.
Yep.
That is an incredible lap.
Well,
Chandler had a little bit of struggle so far.
That's what I was expecting, these type of lap times of 103 in the mediums, and there we go. As we look here for... Actually, D Hunter's coming to the end of his lap now, so we'll keep an eye on the Haas driver here at the moment. I think Edu's just moved up into position number 2, as now D Hunter goes to 3rd on the soft tyres.
Yep, speaking of the tires, we have the C5, C4, C3 here tonight. C5 being the soft, C4 being the medium, C3 being the hards. But since it's going to be raining in the first 15 minutes or so to speak, because it could not rain. We know this, especially me and you, firsthand from France. It was a 72% chance of rain at the start. It didn't rain, so there's still obviously a problem. It doesn't rain. So a lot of these guys so far are choosing the softs to go on it just in case if it does. Moo Hoopalicious, 2 in the top 5 have chosen the medium C4 tire.
As Minica goes P6, Drunken Shamrock has... Oh! Okay. Well, something's gone down there with Driggs and Drunken Shamrock there. 5-place group penalty for Driggs. Drunken Shamrock out. And that's a head scratcher. I'm not trying to see Ferrari. No, Drunken Shamrock. Oh, no, there it is there. There's his car there. So, well, that's a mystery. That's a big mystery.
It looks like exit turn 9.
Yeah, something's happened. Well, they've obviously collided. Or something.
Maybe
Who knows?
Drix was going into the pits. 'Cause he's in the pits now. Maybe he was going to the pits and maybe collided with Shamrock as he was on a lap going through 9.
Possibly. Possibly. I had a few close encounters of that on yesterday as well, as we watched Supply Raptor now coming to the line in the Alfa Romeo. To the line he goes, and he goes to 7th in the Alfa Romeo, and actually did a better lap time than his teammate on the medium tyres. As Louis is... oh my goodness me, that's ugly. And one of the Williams cars trying to get past, he's gotten back up and going. And, or maybe not, I don't know, but he's very, very, very slow at the moment. Coming out of the corner here at the moment.
You know what? I'm actually going to try to fix technical difficulty on my side here.
As Jack's saying, where's the, well, what's that? What's a PS4? What's that, Jax? Nothing. No, I don't know what you're talking about there. Heatwave for the chat. Heatwave for the chat. I heard some things happen to you, sir, in T2. Hope you're doing well, Heatwave. You're lucky that I wasn't commentating that race. As we watch Sirhard, who's actually invalidated, we got Chandler Sater out there at the moment on the soft tyres as well.
Drix was still going a little
Oh my God, hold
Louis,
on.
sorry.
Sorry. I did not, I've just missed this. Supply Raptors improved to P2, and he improved to a 103.889, and look how close it is between him and Mumu. Wow.
It's a very impressive lap from the Alfa Romeo. Remember, a week ago, he also did the same thing, and I believe he was towards the tail end of the top 10 and ended up overtaking like 3, 4, 5, 6 cars in the first couple of laps on that alternate strategy.
Well, I don't think that's going to really matter here, especially if it's raining at the start of the race. It's going to come down to who's going to feel the best in those conditions to start this one. We'll have to wait and see. Axe now is improving. Axe could be on for a very good lap here at the moment. We'll keep an eye on Axe here. This could be a decent lap here on medium tyres. And of course, Axe, French Grand Prix, superb. As he now crosses the line, it's to the top with a 3.6 on mediums. I can't even do that on softs.
Well, a week ago he said he had a little bit of a drought between wins and he broke that streak. Well, right now he's trying to make it 2 in a row. A 3.6 on mediums is absolutely incredible.
Jack's asks in the chat why I'm not in Tier 1. Well, you should be more asking why is Katru more in Tier 1, since Katru's faster than me, so...
Hey, wait a minute.
Jax, I barely play the game, okay? So you can't say that to me.
Drix passed his teammate Luis up to 4th, by the way. Both McLaren's 4th and 5th.
Drix is now Neymar actually moves up into P6 as well, so lots happening throughout the field here at the moment. Hoop is now coming to the end of his time, but he's 4 seconds down. And D Hunter has invalidated his first lap. Bailey's invalidated lap as well. Ginger Horizon, one of my favourites out there on circuit right now. And we got Sinav out there as well. So a few drives out there on lap times right now.
One thing I do want to point out, by the way, is you may see this happen, may not, but Neymar and his teammate had a little bit of a go into turn 4, a little bit of slipstream probably for the Williams team. But one thing I want to point out is the drivers have to abide by that white pit entry line, and if they cross it, unless they have deemed to make an attempt, they will be given a 5 or a 10-second time penalty. So keep out for that in the race, because that's obviously, because what we're inferring is that it may have been a collision between Drix and Shamrock at that pit entry. That may be crucial in the race.
You just saw it there, Ginger Horizon just invalidated, was purple in the middle sector, and just shows you just one little bit off track, you're gone. And I'm going to completely ignore what Jack said in the chat. We go Sinav now to the line. Let's see what the Ferrari driver can do. And he goes to P12. What has happened?
What has happened there? Turn 1, it was the Alpine. Is that Edu? Yes, it's Edu and Ginger Horizon. Looks like Edu was on a lap. He goes blocked because Horizon was going extremely slowly at the louder curve apex. They both go off and almost looked like they had a huge amount of contact. Luckily, no driver with damage or with a penalty coming their way. But that was very, very kind of iffy there.
Well, that's ugly stuff. And while that was happening, Moo Milk has gone to the top on those soft tyres. So, yeah, that's very ugly between those two there. And who knows what possibly... We'll have to wait and see later on, as we're going to try to find somebody here for take lap here very shortly. Fetter's back out there at the moment as well. We have 6 minutes to go. It's very close throughout the field. There's a lot of players here at the moment that could still be a factor. They've not gotten really their best laps in at the moment. Fetter out there at the moment, only 3 attempts up in the middle sector, has to find a little bit more time in that Aston Martin as Moo improves again.
And I mean, the gap, by the way, between 3rd and 7th are within half of a second of each, or half of a tenth rather, of each other. And that's pretty incredible. But the gap up front, though, is between Axe and Moo. Axe is on those medium. That's what the lap he said he's on. He's on an out lap with softs, but he about a tenth slower than Moo on the medium compounded tire. However, him going to the softs may not improve at all, because that's one thing we saw, and myself can get a personal experience from it. Just because you go from the medium to the soft doesn't mean you're automatically going to find 3, 4, 5, 6 tenths like you would at a normal circuit. For some reason, the medium compounded tire in the qualifying session in Austria has been the more preferred tire, even though the softs are the softest.
We're watching on board here with a lap with Chandler Sater. We're coming up to turn number 4 here at the moment, and we're seeing that first sector where the action's mainly going to be here tonight. Unless through here, if you see, you could possibly see 2, maybe a 3 wide through these corners. It could definitely happen. It's ugly, but it can happen for some reason here in Austria when everyone's going for the right moves, what they want to do. And we're coming to the last 2 corners now. Another action-packed zone here in Austria, because once again, that pit entry can just cause chaos around here as Chandler Sater now comes to the line and he goes to top. It's a 3.367. I'm not going to say he's returned yet, because he could bottle, you never know. But now Sirhan and we've got Sinav as well. So a few drivers out there at the moment. Manika's gone for an extra laps as well. Neymar out there as well with 4 minutes to go here in the session. It's very close here right now. Crispy, I feel like, can try to go again if he wants to. Axe is going to try to go again here on a second lap as well. So with 4 minutes to go, you're going to see a few guys come into the lane, come back out for their final runs. And don't forget, it is going to be a wet start to the Grand Prix.
Supposedly, and one thing I want to point up on 3 wide, turn 5, 6, 7. I don't know what you've been watching, but I don't think that's the Austrian. I hope that's not what we see. I mean, to be fair, I do, but I don't want to see people crash out. But like you said, 4 minutes left in qualifying, left to go. Laps are starting to get even faster.
I'm going to tell you this right now. It's happened. I've seen it. There's been...
Where?
It's happened. It's happened. I can tell you that. I've seen it. I've seen it. And I've screamed my lungs out when seeing it. I think it even happened last season in Tier 3. It was wild as well, and I was commentating on that. But who knows? Tonight it could be DRS train. There could be 500 passes tonight. Who knows? That's the beauty of Austria. And Axe invalidates in that last corner, and that would not have put in the P1, but I do believe would have put in the P2. As we're coming up to the latter stages of this qualifying session here in Austria. Well,
Pupalicious got a great lap, by the way. Went up about 4 tenths, improved now up to P3.
Apologies to Hoop. Yep, Hoop up to P3. The last season contenders up there at the moment, 1st and 3rd. But they're not blowing away at the moment in this race. Axe he will have enough time to come back in the lane to get another set of tyres. And of course, don't forget, these guys have to remember, don't go too crazy on with their tyres, because, well, if it is meant to dry out towards the end, you still want a bit of tyres under your brink at the end of that race, because who knows? No, in this game, the rain could just stop in 2 laps. You never know. That's the beauty of Co-Masters with weather. As Luis starts off a
Speaking of
lap.
that, yeah, speaking of that, by the way, Luis does start a lap, but with the rain thing, we talked about how the it could end up in 2 laps. Well, we were under the safety car. We in tier 2 about not too long ago. It started raining. We pitted. We were on the intermediates. We had 2 laps, and then the safety car, and then it stopped raining completely. So it completely flipped like that.
Oh my God! And D Hunter, so close to the back of the Mercedes there, and we'll watch the end of D Hunter's lap here at the moment. Mumu going very, very slowly back there. D Hunter down in P16 at the moment. I'll update you all on the championship points in just before the start of the race. I'll have to run while the ad gets played because I do not have my phone on me right now. As Deer Hunter now watching the end of his run. 1 minute and 54 seconds left to go here in qualifying, as everyone about to come out now for their final lap around this Austria circuit in qualifying. Deer Hunter only goes up into P14 here at the moment, as there's just a traffic jam here at the moment. The 2 Williams cars going side by side with an Aston Martin behind.
Sirhan's going to be one of the next ones across the line. Minico, I believe, is ahead of him. He's on an outlap, so Sirhan's going to see what he can do right now. In 18, 1.1 off of Chandler Sita up in front, and I still can't pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to just say Chandler. How about that? But make fun of me all you want.
I always just go Chandler Sata, because that's always what
There
Rick used to say in T1 last season. As now Sirhan comes to the line, and he does not improve. 0.03 down on his best timed run. Manico out there at the moment as well. Deer Hunter is possibly done unless he goes for another lap. Ferrari not out there as well. Everybody out on laps right now, including Bailey, who's invalidated turn 1. Bailey is going to be starting a bit further back, our championship leader, as we keep an eye on Ferrari nut. I know he's invalidated.
One thing I want to point out is the Williams, they're a little closer than I think they probably wanted to, because look how close they are right now. That's Neymar in turn 3, and that's now Horizon directly behind him. That's like, what, 5-6 tenths or so gap between them, and that's going to be fine in these first 2 straights. But what about for turns 5 to 8 to 9 to 10? The dirty air is going to completely hamper Horizon right now, and he's the lower Williams.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out between those guys. But things staying all right at the moment. Sirhan comes into the lead. He is done and dusted. Here comes Edu. First one to finish off lap here in qualifying. Checkered flag is out. And he's invalidated. As we now go to Ginger Horizon. He's slightly up in his time as well. I think Neymar Head's just invalidated as well. He's in the wall. Here comes Ginger Horizon, his teammate. And he only goes P17. Let's see. Let's try to go through the field here at the moment. We've got Mumu, who's only slightly down on his time right now. Improvements have been done for at the field, but it looks like at the moment Chandler Sata might have enough to take it here at the moment. We'll have to wait and see as Mumu comes around the last corner. Let's see what he could do. And he does improve, but not enough to take it. Hoop and Axe have both invalidated. Manenko's slightly down in the middle sector. Driggs is done. Pretty much everyone's done unless Manenko finds a miraculous amount of time here in this last corner to the line, and he does not improve. And I think that is pole position. Yeah, it is. Pole position for Chandler Sata around the Austrian Grand Prix. Wow.
44 milliseconds. Let that out there.
Look how close it is. Yeah, very, very close between the top 2. And now the rain is just going to make things even more interesting here at the start of this one with 19 drivers. It could be chaos, it could be wild. Don't forget Driggs with that 5-place grid penalty as well. Axe the only one on the medium times, but it's not going to matter unless it's somehow a dry start, which you never know. Chandler on pole around the Austrian Grand Prix. There's the rest of the field. And this is going to be one hell of a race. Stay with us here because this is going to be absolutely fascinating. No doubt about it. Stay tuned. Did you know Breakout Racing League has brand new match merch, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we got the tees, we got the hoodies, we got the phone cases, we got that sexy mug there. Oh, that mug looks very good. We got the leggings, we got absolutely everything your heart desires for Breakout Racing League's new merch. And don't forget, if you want to purchase Breakout Racing League merch, Fan 10 to get 10% off your purchase as we now head to the track. Righty. We are about to get set for what is sure to be an interesting one here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking forward to this. Austria is always a good one, and it will be a fascinating one here. And oh boy, it's definitely raining.
It's like the predictions were right.
Predictions were right, and it is a wet one here at the moment here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Who knows what this will bring? This could be absolute chaos. You never know. We'll have to wait and see what will go down here at the moment, as I'm about to just get the points up for you all. And hey, Dwarf, in the chat, every bit of merch is well worth it. Ritzy will agree in the chat. Well worth it. Well worth it. That's just gorgeous material. Absolutely gorgeous. As I stop paying my sponsor, Skep, we go now to the championship points. 51 points for Bailey in the championship over Miniko at the moment. Supply Raptor in third. Axe fourth. Mumu fifth. Boskly sixth. Crispy seventh. Sinev eighth. Ryan Neymar at 10th. Look how close it is between the field right now, folks. Between third and 8th, it's only 8 points. It's so close. It's looking like right now it could be a Bailey Miniko at the top of the ladder of the championship towards him, but you never know. And then it could be a hell of a battle for third in the championship. It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. And Alfa Romeo is just swimming away in this constructors fight. 95 points over Haas so far. So we now take a look at the race, and I ask Katra predictions on what is an unknown.
Well, it's going to predominantly, I guess, affect, or the weather's predominantly going to affect things, to be fair. Because if it stays like this for a majority of the race and then goes dry, maybe around halfway point, so we have maybe one dry stint, we may have a lot of guys on mediums, or maybe some try to stretch it on softs, I probably would put my hat in people with more rain expertise, more rain experience and pace. And honestly, as I was about to say him, Chandler has gone wide. But, Hoop spun, so there goes two of my picks I would have gladly go into the wet. But to be fair, a lot of these guys in the top 4, I would probably say are not too bad in the wet, but they are definitely more dry focused. But the guy I'm still looking forward to seeing is Supply Raptor. I honestly think he could have a very big chance to make this race work to his favor. Because remember, he was in the alternate strat a week ago and made 5, 6, 7 overtakes. Well, now he's on the same tires as everyone else. I think Raptor's your man to look out for.
Well, I think there's one other one you'll have to look out for here at the moment, and that is Axe F1 on the intermediate tires. Everyone else is on the wets. Axe is going for a hell of a strategy here, and this is going to be interesting to see how this plays off.
Wait, huh?
You can do this. I've done it before. Well, this is going to be interesting. If Axe is going to be an absolute genius if this goes well for him. We'll have to wait and see. But it's Chandler Sater, Mumu, Hoopalicious, Axe, and Supply Raptor, your top 5. Your championship contenders 6th and 8th of Miniko and Bailey with 36 laps around the Austrian Grand Prix. Strap yourself in. What is going to go down here? Who knows? As Sirhan now about to come up and line up in position number 19. This will be interesting here at the Austrian Grand Prix. 36 laps about to get underway for Chandler versus Mumu. Lap 1, turn 1, about to get set and underway. What's going to go down in Austria? We're racing. And it's not the best start for Mumu. Chandler's got a brilliant start. He moves over to cover off Mumu for the lead, and Chandler leads out of turn 1 and leads the Austrian Grand Prix. Not too chaotic at the back, it looks like so far, as Hoop P3 Axe looking okay in P4, but he's about to get swamped here maybe in a second, with Supply Raptor Miniko going side by side, Crispy and Bailey going side by side. There's 3 wide behind, and it's absolute chaos between the McLaren, the Williams, and the Red Bull one. The Astons almost had a moment there behind, but it's steady as she goes. Someone's around. It's Deer Hunter.
Yes, I saw him from that. That was a really audacious move from Ginger Horizon. Miniko and Raptor going for it. Horizon deep on the brakes. He's off the track. Here comes in Avondrix. They're going side by side. Miniko got past Raptor. There's a lot of actions going on. Neymar and the two Williams are battling for round 11 and 12.
Don't know where to look here at the moment, and right now Axe is looking okay, but I feel like the wets are just a tiny bit faster at the moment. But if you can get things up and going, you never know with how Axe could turn out here later in this race. We'll have to wait and see, but Chandler's good start in the lead right now. Mumu second, and we got Hoop, of course, in third. And we go down the field here at the moment. Everybody all bunched up here right now as Feta and Ferrari not going in it behind. And we got Louis all the way down in P16.
The main part to look out for is going to be Axe, Miniko, and Raptor. Right now, Axe, like you said, on the only one on the intermediates. He's looking for it right now. Miniko's looking on a move around the inside, actually down the inside now. Turn 3, he makes that move stick, but how is the traction going to look? Raptor's going to go to the inside. He's going to get better traction. Axe almost loses the car. Now Axe is actually going to hold that position. Don't look now. Raptor's going to try to find a way past, but Miniko's gone up a couple of positions from the start, as I believe Shamrock and Luis battling down to 16th.
Meanwhile, Mumu's almost tried to go for a move there on Chandler. He almost, I just saw the end of that. He almost tried to go for the move on him, and he just didn't get it done. Meanwhile, Axe now goes down to P6. Again, I feel like the wets are just a tiny bit quicker, but he's not far away to possibly be in a good position later on in this session. We'll have to wait and see how can those hits come to him at a certain point. But yeah, Chandler almost lost the lead there for a second, and now Mumu's going to try to see if he can fight him back here at the moment. And Hoop's in the fight as well in position number 3. So Mumu with the fastest lap of the race, but actually it's Miniko with the fastest lap of the race around this circuit as Ginger Horizon comes into the lane.
Yeah, that's one thing I was actually looking out for. I was saying we need to look out for Raptor, and you said for Axe. Well, maybe we were both wrong. What about we look out for Miniko? He's gone up a couple positions from the start. In fact, he's gone up 2. He started 6th. He's now up to 4th, and he's actually charging and gaining on this battle. We have the yellow flag around, I believe, it's Ginger Horizon, or no, Deer Hunter, or Feta.
Feta's around. Feta around at the moment at turn 1, so not a great day for the Aston Martin. He's so far around Austria. Axe losing a little bit of time, and he's going to have Crispy behind him and Bailey as well at the moment. So lap 36, steady at the moment, but everybody's trying to find the best they can find of lap time around here in Austria in these wet conditions. Supply Raptor in a great position in P5. Going to try and see if he can get close to Miniko here at any time's point at the moment. But wow, it's now Axel. He's actually around.
Turn 8. Looks like he got on the curb or on the throttle a little bit too early. Tried to grab it into reverse. He got it there. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about getting beached. But as this happened, by the way, Luis and Sirhan battled for the end. Raptor got the fastest lap, but Axe is now, his strategy is almost pretty much done and dusted.
I think he just went for something different, and I commend him for that. As we watch Mumu here at the moment, right behind Chandler Sato right now, and it's pretty much just a train of cars at the moment. Not DRS train of cars yet, but that could come a little bit later. Oh, Raptor's in the wall! Oh, he may have gotten away with damage possibly, or he's got slight damage. That was a moment there for him. Wow.
We'll have to see, because the rain is definitely going to, I guess, exacerbate that amount of damage he has so far through 4. Looks okay, but maybe have to look out for it, because it could be a tinge of damage. But, by the way, Miniko's gained on this battle, and Mumu has lost a bit.
Mumu has lost a little bit of time here at the moment. It's the first time penalty of the session here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Come up to lap 5 of 36 here at this circuit. And Chandler still holding on to that lead right now with Mumu Hoop behind and Vinico running that fight as well. We're keeping an eye on Supply Raptor as well and see how the rest of this race turns out for him, even though the game has just said to me that he's done a purple last sector, as that is Edu around in the Alpine.
Yes, he went to pit lane shortly before that to change his front wing. Unfortunately, his race has gone from bad to worse. As Neymar and Senna battle for ninth, the Williams going to get ahead of the Ferrari. But look at the Ferrari still almost pushing the Williams down around the outside now. Who's going to be late on the brakes?
Side by side, and Senav might actually lose some
Ferrari
position.
nut.
Yeah, he's going to lose some position here to Ferrari nut out of the way, but he holds on for now, and that was a bit close for comfort there. Here right now, Axe is still out, by the way. He's still out. He's still out there on the intermediate tires, so he's maybe hoping that those inters come to him somehow, but I think it's too little too late for him at the moment. Meanwhile, Drinks is around.
Drinks is around. Bailey gets past Crispy, but then once again, that's another car whose race is going to be pretty much thrown upside down. One being Axe, the other one being Drix, as he tries to get going again, drifting through. And now he's behind tier 115. Still trying to get temperature on those tires as it's a little bit overheated. Ferrari Nuts still looking on Zenab, though.
I feel like something went down there with Crispy, Bailey, or with them with Driggs or something, because there was position changes with them at the point, but I could be completely wrong. Chandler Sato with the fastest lap of the race so far, and now getting away slightly at the moment. Maybe we'll have to try to keep with him as Ferrari Nuts through on Sinav, and he's done it at turn 1.
Yes, he has. Another little comment with Bailey. Crispy was just letting Bailey through as he had a little bit of a move. But here comes Zenav on the Ferrari Nut. Looks like it's just not too... I'm sorry, the Red Bull Ferrari Nut. Zenav gets a beautiful switchback.
Here comes Shamrock. Shamrock's going to get 4 on Ferrari Nut. And all of a sudden, Ferrari Nut has lost 2 positions in a matter of seconds. He now goes down to P11 in this race. And Senav now P9, Drunken Shamrock up in P10 as well. Oh, and he has a slight moment, it's all good. And Ferranut's going to try to get these positions back if he possibly can, but he's all the way down in P11 in this Grand Prix. The rain's still teeming down here in Austria, and Ferranut's still trying to look at every possible chance he can get to go for the move on Drunken Shamrock.
Well, the leaders last time, Chandler Sita about 14.8. Axe's last time, 16.0. So once again, like you said, the wets are a little bit faster, about a second or so.
And I'll point out as well as Crispy does the gets a time penalty. Supply Raptors caught up to Benenko now, so maybe did not get damage from that moment we saw earlier in the race as Axe gets a time penalty. Raptors through on Benenko. Or is Benenko going to fight him back here? Side by side, the Haas and the Alfa Romeo will go. No, Benenko pulls in behind. Supply Raptor now up at a P4 in this race. So Raptor P4 and looking the goods even after that slight moment a couple laps ago.
One thing to look out for, Muma's kind of slightly losing time through a lot of these corners, but it seems like the sweeping left-handers of 6 and 7 into 8 is where really Mumu kind of benefits, except for that time. Mumu's actually lost a significant amount of time. Delicious is now on the back of the AlphaTauri there. Is he low into the pit slot? Yes, he is actually going to the pits this time. Oh, and Chandler can't do that.
Oh my God, I thought he was going to go right off into the wall. And that's, as I think... Hold on a second, I need to keep an eye on Mumu here at the moment. It's almost half of the field are in the lane at the moment. Bailey has stayed out, so is Crispy, and that is going to be a talking point after the race as lovely game, and Chandler comes out ahead, and we got Mumu Hooperlicious, so that'll be a talking point after the race as the top 5 still have not come in. Inters are on for mostly the whole field. The whole field, as now Axe is staying out as well. Probably the best option for him to do to try to still have a chance at points later in the race.
Well, that's in part 2. Well, obviously you see the conditions are kind of dampening to the point where it favors the intermediates. But Bailey's last lap, the race leader now, inherited, was a 15.0. Like I said, Axe's best lap was at 15.0. His lap he did last lap, 15.1.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, I agree with Square in the chat. I mean, probably wouldn't have worked the strategy, but still is in an okay position for now to maybe still get some good points. And I think, okay, oh no, that said do a lap down. Never mind. Top three. And geez, everyone has gotten so close to the back of each other coming in the pit lane. Everyone's gone so deep, as I think Sirhan has possibly went around or something, maybe, I don't know, but he comes in the lane as well.
He's pitting.
So everyone is going to be on the intermediate tyres as of right now.
Yep. That's one thing we kind of worried about. An Axe 14-1. So that proves, yes, it is definitely intermediate conditions. Well, I mean, everyone could, I guess that. Everyone's on the intermediate tires. But he actually really helped Axe. I mean, obviously, he has that penalty. Same with Crispy and with Drix. But he also went from around 17, 16, 15, now up to 7th. This gives him a second chance.
Does have 8 light pole inters, but still he's in the points position. And that's where he would want to be at the moment, even after that spin. A little bit earlier in the race. So Chandler, 0.4 over him and Mumu right now. And Chandler's going to see if he can try to pull away as best as he can. Supply Raptor there in P4. He's going to try to close up on this as well. And Bailey P6 as well. So very close throughout the field right now. And Sinav in the top 10 as well. No DNFs so far. It's been very clean. Only 3 penalties. But that will, I can guarantee, will possibly change towards the end of this one.
Well, one thing to look out for, by the way, with Chandler's pit and that whole sequence, we dropped back to about 8/10, lost about 2-3 tenths from it. And Haynow grabs the fast lap at 13.6. With now Raptor goes even faster, 13.5. But now look at Mumu on the straight line using it. It's a significant amount of straight line deficit between the two cars. Now we're only down for 4 tenths, 5 tenths deficit or so. And Zenam goes even faster, 13.3.
13.3 for Sinav. And he's all the way down to P10 right now. We're going to see a lot of fastest lap changes throughout this one. And Chandler just holding on for the time being. Big moment there here at the moment. And big in the chat from Italy. Yes. Hello and welcome to Breakout Racing League. We're on lap 10 of 36 here in Tier 1. If Rick was here, he'd give you an Italian accent, but I will not do that at all, as we have got 10 of 36, and everybody very close between the top 4. You could probably even say top 5, because if Maneka could get a little bit margin back between him and Supply Raptor, he could be a factor a little bit later on, especially if we do go to dry conditions, which is, well, probably guaranteed.
I think it's actually stopped raining for the most part.
I think
that's one thing to look out for. And Deer Hunter has actually got past Sirhan down into turn 4.
Chandler with the fastest lap of the race. 13.3, he's now got to a second here at the moment in this one. As Crispy now with the fastest lap of the race, 13.1. So it's ultra close here right now. The times are coming in fast here at the moment. And now we're waiting, when will the track dry out here at the moment? And who's going to try to take the early risk and go on dry tyres? As Axios through on Bailey.
Yes, he has. Apparently, according to Square, Axis Race Engineer is supposed to end in around 10 minutes time, this rain. But going through, we saw last lap, it looked pretty dry in this latter part of the circuit. Still kind of some rain there, so here and there. But it's not as heavy as it was at the beginning of this Grand Prix about 10 laps ago.
I think it's light, but you could obviously tell it's definitely dipping here at the moment. Chandler with a 1.3 second lead so far. Hoop trying to see if he can close up on Mumu as well. So lap 11.36, you can tell even on that part of the screen right now, the track, the weather is starting to dim down, and soon we could see some clear conditions around the circuit. 12.8, 0.1, 12.7 now from Maniko. We're down in P5. Again, those fast laps are going to come in thick and fast. It's now Crispy's now through on Bailey. Bailey's now gone back to P8 in this one.
One quick word, by the way. Chandler has 1 warning, Mumu 2. Hoopalicious has 0 warnings to his name. Raptor also has 0 warnings to his name. So that's one thing to look out for, is these penalty race, is who can take the most of this track limit. Actually, Hoop has 1 now, but he will see who can make the most of this track limits. It's strict, by the way, so how can you stay on the circuit and still be fast at the same time? A lot of these guys have to figure that one out as it goes.
So we watch Neymar now trying to get close here to the back of Bailey for position number 8 in this race. Neymar's going to Hold your breath for a second. As now Bailey, Neymar's going to try to do it around the outside. He's going to try his absolute best to hold it there. Side by side, these two will go. And Bailey lets him on through. Neymar up into P8 with a very nice move.
One thing to look out, remember, a lap ago, it was like 1.3 seconds or something from Chandler to Mumu. It was still 6/10. What happened?
Must have made a mistake. As he gets a time penalty, but he's down to P19. So mistake possibly from Chandler. And that's lost him a little bit of time. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. As Sid over there with a 12.472. He's down to P10. So the fast times are really coming through. Everybody really on the pace in this race so far. As Muma's going to try and see if he can put some pressure here on Chandler in this one.
Zenav is easily right now the fastest car on the circuit. That last lap, he did 12.4. Chandler, the leader's last lap, he did 13.3. That was almost actually about 9/10 faster than the leader that lap. Zenav is on a roll.
Zenav needs to find some time.
Oh!
And
Chandler almost went really wide.
I was with Mumu there. The spectator angle was not good for that, but you could tell with the time that was lost. And now Mumu's going to try and see if he can really put the pressure here on Chandler and try to take that lead, because you would want to be ahead of Chandler before the dries become a factor in this race. Hoop is sitting right behind Mumu here. He's possibly just waiting for a moment to possibly pounce on these guys if anything goes down in these conditions.
Well, I guess the thing to look out for, by the way, is how much will Axis tires hold on. Yellow flag, that looks like that may be Ginger Horizon.
Ginger Horizon around, and the Williams around, and he is going to get back up and going. Still no DNF so far here in Austria, as now movement once again close to Chandler, but just not close enough to go for the move at the moment. And he's going to wait for his moment to really get it done. Axe in P6, by the way. He started on the intermediate tyres. Looking pretty good so far. As Square says in the chat, rain still says 10 minutes. But it's Jeff. You know what Jeff's like.
Well, if Jeff is still saying 10 minutes that he said a couple of minutes ago, that may not work in the favor for Axe here. Because remember, I'm not sure how long the intermediate tires can go, but if it's going to be for, I mean, look, he's about like, what, 8 or so-ish laps older than a lot of these guys. By the way, that's another spin. I think Ido's out of the Grand Prix.
And that's on track. Mumu's gone off. It's a safety car.
Oh, that hurts Mumu even more.
And that, he's obviously had has he? Oh, he's got no wing, actually. He's actually got no wing, so he's actually had a crash, actually. I don't know if he's just done a full 360. I wish I could hit a rewind button. And actually, Hoop's in the lead. So we've missed...
Yeah, what has happened here?
We have missed absolutely so much here at the moment. Even stuff... I don't want to try and figure out what possibly could have happened here, but maybe Mumu's gone too deep and he's just lost his wing completely and he's hit the back of Chandler maybe, and that's allowed Hoop to come through. That's the only thing I could think has happened here, as Drucker Shamrock is on the medium tyres.
Yeah, I was about to point that out, as by the way, the other one who went in the pit lane, Trix, went on the intermediate, so Shamrock's really hoping that the track dries out while the safety car happens, or for the most part, that he can keep the car on the track for the most part, so that when it does dry out, he doesn't have to go in the pit lane again. Well, you said you're not going to try to figure out what happened. I think I'll take that for you. How about that? I'll take a list at it. I'll take a stab. I think what may have happened, what if, well, Mumu pits, by the way, so he's going to repair that front wing. What if Chandler went a little bit off, maybe had a little bit of a mistake, Mumu had it win to him, or maybe just spun it off himself and Hoop got them both. Who never knows, because we never saw it exactly, so we're not going to see exactly what happens unless we hear it from the drivers. But, well, now we're on lap 16 of 36. About, what, 20-ish laps to go.
I know what I can do real quickly. I'm going to look. I know Chandler's stream. I'm going to quickly go look back on Chandler's stream, but I will still be commenting either way. So Mumu comes out. It is still on the Wii. Deer Hunter, Drunken Shamrock is struggling. He's going for a big risk here, but try to maybe hope that this is a long safety car, but at the moment I still think it's raining, and I don't think I don't think luck's gonna come your way. As Deer Hunter goes to medium, so does Zihan. Interesting.
I'm actually going to look at that myself to see what exactly happened.
And Ritzy saying possibly, yeah, I think so as well. I'm having a look at.
Here we go.
If I could, folks, I would show you on screen right now, but it's just too complicated for me. And
oh, okay, I figured out what happened. So under safety car came out.
Yep.
Moo hit the back of Chandler into one. Hoop overtook Chandler under safety car, and Chandler had to abide by the delta.
Yep. I've just seen it there. So, yeah, so the safety car's come out, and it's just caused chaos, really. And that's just allowed Hoop to be in the lead so far. So, oh, man, it's not too chaotic like Tier 2 with results at the moment. But here in Tier 1, who knows at the moment. So we've got 3 cars at the moment on the medium tyres so far. And right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be drying out for those 3 at the moment. And, yeah, that was an interesting one.
I think Edu just successfully overtook the safety car.
I think he has. He has.
He's somehow Houdini'd his way to unlap himself.
Well,
for him, that's definitely going to help him.
What a lucky you know what is said to, and my goodness, that's yeah, yeah, magic, absolutely magic there. We saw Tier 2 bombs for the win trying to do that. It got disqualified. We've seen that throughout the season. Some drivers trying to get themselves unlapped throughout the tiers that have not gone successfully well for them, but it's gone well here for the Alpine.
Yes, it has. So, well, now he's going to have a chance to go catch up to the safety car queue once again. The safety car may have to stay out one or two more laps because Sirhan's not even caught up to the queue yet. So, I mean, right now, it's going to be up to how well can these guys, especially on the mediums, stay on the track coming back to the queue. How fast will the track dry up? Because it's still raining right now.
It's still raining. What they're hoping for is that this game just magically, which I've seen before, just magically decide to say rain stopped and it dries out in one lap, which you never know. Sinav's in, and I suspect it's going to be dries because his teammate's also on the dries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Well,
one thing I do want to point out is look at Axe's tires. This helps him majorly.
Axe is P5 right now. 17 lap inters right now. That does help him. Wow, wow. So the Ferraris are both the same strategy. They're obviously working together here to try to figure out something could happen. Square Zone rain ending shortly. And, well, to me, it's just it's just a sprinkle at the moment. And it's going to be, you could just look on board with Hoop at the moment. It looks like it's just damp on track at the moment, and you could I feel like at any moment you could try to go on the drives, but this part of the circuit, there's other parts where you go, I don't know. As the safety car's in this lap, D Hunter's caught up to the pack. We're going to keep an eye on what D Hunter does. Drunken Shamrock and the 2 Ferraris, if they gain time here, or they're just going to drift back at the end of this safety car.
You know, this reminds me of Tier 3 a week ago at France. Do you pit? Do you not? It's up to the gods now. The weather, it's unpredictable. Well, now it's up to Hoop. It's the one thing that can be controlled. He now controls the pace as they start this Grand Prix once again.
Hoop wants to go. He wants to go. He's not wasting time here. He wants to go. And that's all everybody. And look at this. Look at all the cars that have come in. It's almost half the cars that were on the intermediate tyres have come into the lane. The top 4 have stayed out. Deer Hunters, Drunken Shamrock, obviously stay out on the medium tyres. They're going to try to see what they can gain. Meanwhile, Maniko trying to see if he can go for the movie on Supply Raptor. Axe goes on the soft tyres. Everyone else is on the mediums as now Maniko looks for the moving. Does not look for it for now. And so Hoop, your race leader so far, about half of the field have just come in on the dry tyres. And Drake's still out there on the inters. And we've got two drivers out there on the softs, that being Axe and Edu. It's all happening here at the moment on lap 19 of 36. It's still slightly raining at the moment, but in my opinion, I think the pace of the drives are not too bad right now.
Well, I said it. I said it. You can go back and rewind it, but I said it.
Deer Hunter going for the move here. You can tell. Has Deer Hunter done the most unbelievable... Oh, this would be go wild if Deer Hunter wins this one. They're in. They're all in. Top... Obviously, they have to come in. Deer Hunter will take the race lead here in Austria, and everything's just gone crazy now. We're on lap 20 of 36, but Drunken Shamrock is closing on him as well. Sinav, the Ferraris have done a beautiful strategy so far. They're third and fourth. And I don't know what else to say as Maneko now comes in as well. They're all in. The ones did not pit have come in. They've lost time. It's absolutely wild. And I don't even know who's going to win this one at the moment, as looks like Neymar, Axe is through on Neymar. And don't forget, Axe is on the soft tyres.
Well, we've known Axe can actually completely save his tires. Look back a week ago at France. He did a soft to medium tire, and a strategy that honestly not a lot of people thought would work. He made it work. He can probably make those softs work. Hoops gets past Bailey, battle for 8th. Look at that, by the way. It's Deer, Shamrock, Zinav, Sirhan, by the way, as Luis gets past Bailey. What's happened to Bailey? He's just losing positions left, right, and center. But these guys are having an incredible strategy. Crispy has gained 4 seconds the last lap on Sirhan.
Yeah, Bailey now down to P10 right now. It's all happening here in this one. Hoop up into position number 8. So, Hoop down in P8 right now. Chandler's all the way down in P11. Deer Hunter with the fastest lap. Sinav with the fastest lap. All these guys have just pitted now in traffic. Axe, what is he going to be? I'm actually kind of surprised we're only seeing 2 drivers out there on the softs, because I do believe you can make it on the softs around this point, in my opinion. But Neymar going to see, he might try to stick with Axe as much as he possibly can here right now. Mumu now with the fastest lap of the race. He's all the way down to P15 in this Grand Prix. Louis is going to look for the move here on Hoopalicious. Side by side, these two will go, and Louis will go into position number 8. I was about to say the lead. But Louis now up into position number 8 in the McLaren. What's happening behind? It's Chandler, Bailey, Feta, and Supply Raptor. The Alphas right down the field right now. Acted with a penalty. Meanwhile, Axe and Neymar going at it behind. Axe is going to go off circuit a little bit. Louis and Hoop are going at it as well. Axe with a time penalty, as now Louis holds that position with Hoop at the moment. Deer Hunter still your race leader as we're closing in on lap 22 of this Grand Prix.
It's a lot of action all over the field, but it seems like the Alfa Romeos just can't get tires warmed up right. Raptor lost a lot of positions. Bailey lost a lot of positions. Both these drivers just cannot get the mediums to work. But once again, I said it last lap, I'll say it again. Crispy's coming. 2 seconds that lap on Sirhan.
Crispy, Louis now with the fastest lap of the race. Mumu with the fastest lap of the race. I'm telling you right now, I will go insane if Deer Hunter wins this race. It's now Bailey's gone off circuit, and Axe is now going for the move on Neymar. Axe up in a position number 6 in this Grand Prix, and Neymar down to P7 once again. As Neymar trying to find it back as Hoop fights back on Louis once again. These two absolutely firing out like crazy in this race. Chandler Satan now up in this fight as well. He's going to try to go for a Louis here at the moment, and that will break up that tandem battle between those two, between Louis and Hoop, as Chandler now looks for the move, and he gets it done. Louis now goes back into P10, so he loses 2 positions in a matter of seconds in this Grand Prix. Where is Crispy right now? 5.5 seconds, but don't forget Crispy has time penalties. We'll tell you the time penalty. We'll show you the time penalties on screen late in the race. But here's the battle for the leaders. Drunken Shamrock gets a time penalty.
Speaking of matter of seconds, Miniko overtook Raptor and then Feta within moments. Axe grabs the fastest lap, and it all started to go. Luis is going to go on Chandler again.
Sirhan gets a time penalty, so it's all happening here at the moment. Drunken Shamrock's getting close here to Deer Hunter for the lead. Drunken Shamrock now looks to take the lead. Deer Hunter does not need to fight this since Shamrock has a time penalty. All Deer Hunter, honestly, Deer Hunter could just sit behind him and save him his heroes if he wanted to. What's going on behind? It's free wide.
Raptor went up the inside. Raptor went up the inside of Feta, pushed him off circuit, and Mumu got them both.
Mumu holding on for right now. Oh, Shamrock's gone!
Turn 7 strikes again.
Shamrock goes, and he goes down to position number 4. Oh, that's a shame for the Aston Martin. He's in such a great position, and now the battle for the lead will now be between D Hunt and Sinav in this race. It's absolutely wild. You still don't know who could win this one at the moment. Anything could go down, especially if a certain car makes its appearance late in the race. As we watch this battle, I've missed it completely, I apologise. Sinav and D Hunter go side by side, and Sinav now takes the lead in the Ferrari. D Hunter goes down to position number 2 in this Grand Prix, but look at Sinav's battery, 50% compared to D Hunter's 10%. It's all happening here at the moment. Wow.
I would still not refrain your eyes away from the battle for 4th. Crispy has DRS on Shamrock and is closer than he was a lap ago.
However,
but to regards to Axe, he's about 1.8 behind. Well, let's see how that plays out.
However, 3 seconds for Crispy and 6 seconds for Axe. Keep that in mind. But if they can gain some time, you never know. So, I feel like this battle for the lead may take it easy for now. I don't know if D Hunter wants to fight it, or he may try it no matter what. Or he could try to do what Hoop did to Perotny last season and just sit behind for a little bit. It's lap 25 of 36. And we'll keep an eye here on D Hunter. I apologise, I'm all over the place right now because there's just so much going on. Does D Hunter look for the lead? No, he doesn't. Let's go behind with Crispy. Does he look for it here on Drunken Shamrock? He should, and he will. Goes for it. And Crispy will go up in a position number 4 in this race. Chandler and Hoop now. Chandler threw on Hoop for position as well. And Chandler goes up in a position number 8, and he now closes in on Neymar.
Yep, Shamrock's looking, he's almost pushing Crispy down in the turn 4. He just stays behind the Alpha Tauri there, the Aston Martin. But now he has Axe 1.2 seconds behind. How fast is Axe going to come up on these soft tires? Because remember, the medium to soft was the alternate strategy. No one can start on those mediums because it rained. But that pit window for the soft compounded tire was around this time, about 5 laps ago. So Axe's tires can easily make it to the end of the Grand Prix. He doesn't even have to save much at all.
And folks, the top 2 in the championship, 11th and 12th, battling with each other here at the moment. Louis goes wide up ahead. He may have got a bit of a warning there for that one. And it's, 11th and 12th, Bailey and Maniko at the moment. Mumus in there behind, and P13 trying to gain a little bit of time back from missing out. And Deer Hunter got close to Sinav again, but as I said before, he may just sit behind for a little bit, save up a little bit, and go for an attack later in the race, because it looks like those two are going to be battle for the lead. But he's gone for it, excuse me. Deer Hunter goes for it for the lead, and it shows that I don't know what I'm talking about, as these two go side by side, and Sinav will have to pull him behind for now. So Deer Hunter retakes the lead in this Grand Prix. Meanwhile,
well, by the way,
Mumus
yeah,
around.
What happened there? Turn, what is that, 4?
Yeah.
Well, Axe now is in this train. Same with Neymar, which is actually going to bring Neymar up with Axe, with Shamrock, with Crispy, all trying to catch up to Sirhan, who's 1.5 seconds ahead. Mumu's around again.
It's Mumu again. And boy, oh boy, we're just going to hold our breath if something releases out. But Axe now is closing in on Drunken Shamrock here at the moment. Drinks with another time penalty. And now Sinav goes for the lead once again. You feel like this is going to be chop and change between these two for the rest of this one here at the moment, as Axe now through on Drunken Shamrock for P5, but Drunken Shamrock looks to fight it back. There's a McLaren around behind. I can't tell. It might be Driggs.
Driggs.
Thank you. As Axe now goes to P5, and he's closing in on Crispy for position number 4 in this race. Meanwhile, Hoop and Chandler go at it again. Hoop is trying to get through. Louise in this fight. Bailey's in this fight. Supply Raptor in this fight. And Maniko. I have a feeling Maniko and Moomin may have come together in the instant. Maybe. Meanwhile, Chandler and Louise on side by side. Chandler holds on for now as we are closing in on 9 to go.
Crispy's now within DRS range of Sirhan. Yellow flag again, and that's actually the Drix McLaren. He's around again. He's now going to be into 18. So Crispy is in DRS range. Axe is behind him. Shamrock behind him. Namor behind him. Hoop is barely out of DRS range. 1.1, now 1.2.
Just going to watch Deer Hunter here. Does he go for the lead once again? The McLaren goes around again. Does Deer Hunter look? He goes for it. The Haas looks for it. Bailey with a time penalty. And side by side, these two will go. And Deer Hunter holds on for the lead for now. Lap 28 of 36 in this Grand Prix. Crispy going to try and see if he can go for the move here on Sirhan for position number 3. And he's going to get it done. Chandler with a time penalty. What has gone on behind? It's Chandler. He's out. And if that's a safety car, I am going to lose my mind. No, it's not.
It looks like it may have been contact between him and Luis. Chandler then lost the car, went into the barriers on the left-hand side, couldn't control it, and went to the barriers on the right-hand side, losing his front wheel. Drifts, speeds in the pit lane, and then retires in the Grand Prix. So from 1 second, we had one retirement with Bender Horizon, to now we have 2 more on that list, and there's no safety car.
Chad, how's that not even a virtual? My God. Chandler just died. Oh, it's a safety car now.
Okay, great.
Michael Massey took a very long time, Michael Massey, as now drinks, so it must have been just a delay of Chandler being out, so let's just breathe for a second. Deer Hunter, your race leader, and I just feel like in my belief, well, we're lap 29. I feel like we're gonna go probably lap 31, 32. This is if I'm Deer Hunter right now, I'm going because track position is important, but fresh soft tires here would be very nice. This is going to be, I don't know. I don't know what this top 2 will do. I feel like Crispy may try to stay out, but this is going to be interesting. Deer Hunter's coming in, and if he comes in, they're all.
Zenab doesn't look like he's going in. He's actually going to do the opposite.
So
he can't do that.
They're all coming in. So so no one's going for a risk. Neymar is going for a risk. Oh boy!
So is Delicious.
And Hoop is.
And Louise.
What's going on there? I don't know what was going on there. So I was going to say I suspect this top 2, possibly top 3, top 4, even top 5. This is the top 5 that I would expect to stay out. I knew Hoop would. This is going to be a hell of a finish. Because this is going to be fascinating. It's going to be a long train. Neymar is your race leader. And I don't know what to say. Ritzy, well, I agree with what you said.
Well, it's going to be kind of a mixed bag here, because it's going to be really depending on when the safety car does go in. If it comes in lap 32, that's going to be 5 laps of racing.
Sorry, Neymar. Yeah, I was going to say it, Neymar. But I've just got, there you go. You said it for me.
Well, there you go. A little bit of fun in the chat. But I think a lot of these guys up front, from the top 5, they may not have, I guess, necessarily, they may not be on the definite, what am I trying to say? They may not have it work out like they want Hope to. In reality, but they have to do it. They were all mostly out of the points, but on behalf around 8th down to 13th, 14th or so. So they had to make this call. But with DRS and fresh sauce behind them, it may not work like they want it to.
However, this is the thing about these strategies, is that it can work out for the soft runners or it can work out for the medium runners. Either or. That's the thing about this. And that's the beauty of what we're about to see here. There's going to be parts of the track where those soft runners are just going to be blazing. But if this turns into a massive train, this is going to help the medium runners just a tad bit more. So, I don't know. Folks, there are the tyres for you. It's a guarantee. So, down from 6 downwards, they're all on the soft tyres. The top 5 are on the mediums. For the last 6 laps, we're now going to be on the penalties, because that could become a factor later in this race to factor in. Sinav and Deer Hunter is going to be fastest safety car in this lap. I feel like that does help the soft riders a little bit more because I feel like if it went another lap or two, it might have hurt them. So, alright. Who knows what we're about to see? It's T1, our second safety car. Hoop would love to get the win here. Neymar would love to get the win especially. And so would Louis, our first winner of this season here in Tier 1. As we're about to get underway with 5 to go. Is it going to be a Grand Slam finish? We're about to find out. Here we go. Neymar, your race leader, as we're back underway. Green flag. It's Neymar holding on for right now. D Hunter, what he wants to do is make some early positions quick if he wants to be a factor. Maniko's going to try to go for the move here on Supply Raptor for position number 4. Can he get this done? And if he can get that done, that will help out his team a little bit more, and he will do not get it done for now. What D Hunter does not want is for guys behind to go for battles with him right now. That's not what he wants. D Hunter trying to close right up as Hoop now looks for the lead on Neymar. Looks for around the outside. Neymar defending. And it's going to be wild. What has happened? Louis is out.
Raptor in it, Louise.
Oh, that's a big crash. There's cars everywhere. It's bedlam. Raptors, it's not cars everywhere. I overblew it there. But Louis is out. And that is unbelievable. The Haas drivers are 3 and 4. What happened?
Well, around the outside, Raptor went around the outside of Luis, tried to squeeze Raptor to the curb, but did not leave him there as Raptor was alongside. They made contact and hooked the McLaren out and into the barriers and then out of the race, spinning Raptor along with it. Bailey gets past Hernan, battle for 9th.
All I saw was just bedlam everywhere throughout the field. We're watching this battle for the lead. There's a lot going on behind, folks, but I'm keeping an eye on what goes on with this lead. Especially D Hunter needs to try to gain something from Maniko. Needs his teammate to be a little bit nice to him at the moment, as Hoop is just not enough on Neymar at the moment. Oh, it's ultra intense here right now. What Sinav needs to do is not get up in this as well, because if things go crazy at the front, he could maybe come out of nowhere and maybe get into the lead. You never know. And Hoop is now all over Neymar here right now. And boy, oh boy, who knows how this is going to end. We're coming at the 3 to go. The DRS is moments away from being enabled. And Maniko's right up in this fight as well. Someone has had a moment, I believe it was Feta, but he's way down in P14. Neymar defending. Maniko trying to get up in this as well. Sirhan now with a time penalty. You don't know where to look.
This is going to help right now at the moment. It's going to help. Deer Hunter's going to go for the move.
Oh, there's contact.
Onto the grass by his teammate.
Hoop's going to look for the lead. And Deer Hunter. Oh my God! He's gone for a deep move. He's gone. Oh my God! He's made contact with Hoop. He's gone too deep. And I've screamed like a girl there because I thought there was going to be a massive collision there. As now Neymar looks for the move on Hoopalicious. And Neymar, side by side, these two will go. And this is just absolutely bedlam here at the moment. It's chaos and carnage personified. And Neymar's still holding on to that lead. Something's happened behind Synapse losing positions. And now Deer Hunter, who possibly, he's got to have damage with that contact. And Maniko now up in the position number 3. Axe is now coming out of nowhere. He's got 9 seconds worth of penalties, however. And Deer Hunter absolutely, my goodness me, has got damages now. Crispy now trying to go up with the fight. Bailey's trying to find some positions as well. We have 2 to go as Neymar and Hoopalicious are battling out here for the lead. This is absolutely intense.
Battle between Crispy and Deer Hunter, squeezed Deer Hunter off the track, made contact, and now there's another battle going on. Bailey and Shamrock and Mumu, they may go 3 wide here. They're going to go 3 wide here.
And Hoop goes deep, and Axe is now coming out of nowhere in this. Axe could take the lead here in a second. If he goes for a big move here on Hoop, he might. Oh, and no, he's not got enough. As now Maniko, this is not what he needs for his championship hopes. He's got to be careful here with Neymar. Side by side, these two go. Oh no, Maniko's around!
No.
Maniko's around! And that was just, it's just carnage. It's just carnage now. Axe now looking for the move on Hoopalicious to go for the lead. Neymar now down to position number 4. in this race. But I have a feeling that will be looked into between him and Maniko. Hoop right now, unless something happens, has got a great chance to win this race. Deer Hunter could still get on the podium out of nowhere as Axe now looks to take the lead. I don't think Hoop's going to really fight this one because, as we see, Axe is 9 seconds worth of penalties. Crispy now is trying to get a move on Neymar as well.
Looks like he Neymar through on the front straightaway to grab DRS again. I'm not exactly sure why. But he's now back up the inside and up to third again. But he has those 9 seconds to deal with.
Axe and Hoop side by side as well. This is
crazy. Shamrock and Bailey's coming too. They may go 3 wide again.
Let me go through the field. Oh, the AlphaTauri almost hit the back of the house there. Drunken Shamrock goes off as well. And he loses a couple of positions. And right now it's going to be Hoop, Neymar, Deer Hunter, a podium. But that could maybe change. Who knows? As Axe F1 is P1 right now, but it's going to be Hoop with the win. Crispy's going to try to get for the move on him. Someone's got around, I think it was Shamrock again. But we're around the last corner. It was a chaos finish, and Axe will be position 1 on track, but it's Hoopalicious who wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Neymar second, Deer Hunter will get third. Mumu out of nowhere's come P5, and Ferrari out of nowhere P4. Bailey P6, and all I can say is I'm going to not look at the Tier 1 chat after this one.
Oh, I don't think there's going to be one person who's not furious with at least one other person. But there's going to be a couple people who are going to be absolutely elated. One of them being Neymar, the other one being Deer Hunter. And Hoop is not going to be too shabby himself. Why not?
Well, wow. All I could say, well, if that safety car did not come out, even I forget which Ferrari was or Deer could have won that race. But man, the rain and that first safety car just changed the race, and so did the second one. Adrian Newey on the podium's just wondering what's going on, as Hoop is your race winner. After, I need a drink of water. Yeah, that was, wow. Safety cars around here just, the safety cars come out in T1, it just turns into chaos, and it did. Hoop, your race winner. Neymar second, Deer Hunter third, Ferrari fourth, Mumu fifth, Bailey 6th, Axe 7th, Edu 8th, Crispy 9th, and Sirhan 10th. But I just have a feeling that, who knows, these positions could definitely change after that one. Point out, Sinav with the fastest lap here in the Austrian Grand Prix. He's all the way down P13. Sirhan all the way down P10. Sinav P13, by the way, after he was in a great position possibly for a podium. It's just unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah, this was an absolute incredible race. And, well, we always seem to have some great ones. We had one a week ago. We've had many of them this season. Add this to the list.
And I apologise if I hurt anyone's ears when I screamed with Diana going for that move. As we'll wait for our top 3 to join us after what was an unbelievable race here in this one. And, oh dear.
Guys, this is insane. Let's go.
Oh my god. So, are we? Oh, we're all here.
Hello.
We are all here. So, we can kick things off with the Catra.
All right, so we'll go to Deer Hunter in third once again. And, well, a podium. You had one of the most daring strategies along with some other drivers, Ferraris to be accounted for. But they, well, for example, didn't seem very optimistic, myself included, but it turned like that. It's a snap of the fingers, and all of a sudden, now you're almost leading the race. Now you are leading the race, and you got a podium from it. Did you expect to have it before that strategy happened? Because it has been a crazy race.
First off, yes! Let's go! I haven't got a podium in this tier in 2 years. I haven't had a shot at a win in 3 years. Take that. That's a podium in BRL Tier 1. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So, okay, I knew it was going to be a bold strategy. They said rain 5 minutes. I was like, you know what? I'm a gamble. I'm sitting here in 14th. What do I have to lose? On the second out lap, I was quicker. I was like, oh boy, we're going to have a shot at this baby. Then everybody pitted. The seas literally parted in front of me. The rain stopped, said hallelujah, thank you, baby Jesus. And I was leading the race. I was leading. Chandler, hush. I was leading the race, and then Chandler decided to lose brain cells. No offense. I used part of your setup. Love you. Okay. I was leading. Okay. Nivani. Okay. I'm sorry. I was just toying with you. I swear. I was just trying to make sure Crispy didn't get up there and get crispy with me. But, okay. So, yeah, I could have won that race. I could have solely won that race. Okay. But safety car restart. 2 people died in front of me. I was like, okay, seas are parting again, baby. Okay. I may have gotten pushed, may have outbroke myself. Hoop and I still have love for each other. Okay. I'll see you at the McDonald's alley. And I got a podium.
Well, you can definitely. I don't even have to say anything about how elated he sounds because, I mean, he did it himself. But, well, you got one. It finally took you a while, but you definitely got it indeed, and it's been a long time coming. Do you think a week from now at Britain, you could try to recuperate and grab something from it? It may not be a podium, but it could be a podium. What do you think about it?
I don't think I can get a podium, but I think I can score decent points. I like Britain. I've ran good in the WOR race there earlier this year. So, podium, no, but I think top 6, top 7 ain't out of the cards. We'll see. If I practice like I did tonight, we might have a good points haul.
Well, we'll see how the points haul goes in a week from now at Silverstone. A very elated deer hunter, and well, congratulations on your podium. It's been a long time coming.
Thank you.
Now to Neymar, P2, and well, there was a chance you could have won the race, and you led a couple of laps. You led and had a really good shot. Did you expect to be there? Did you expect to be on the podium at the Austrian Grand Prix?
I kind of just showed up to have fun and finished P18 again, like always, you know. I don't know how I ended up there, to be honest. I was just vibing. Using ERS to mess with people. Yeah.
Well, short words, but definitely not, I guess, view of the result. A P2 in the Austrian Grand Prix. How do you think you'll fare at Britain at Silverstone a week from now?
I probably won't even show up, to be honest, man. I'm reserved, you know what I'm saying? I just show up when I want to.
Well, you know, I guess you're kind of right with that. Well, congratulations on your P2.
Yeah.
And we send it to Mitchie.
Thank you, thank you.
Right. We're going to go to Hoop P1. Stud third was behind Moo and Chandler for a bit in the race, and then the safety cars came out, and it just changed everything, and got in the end with P1. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I was really happy with my qualifying because so far this season my qualifyings have been very bad. So I am. Am I actually muted?
Trolled.
What? Okay.
Sorry, I muted him.
I got debated.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You shouldn't even
See
be in
what
this
happened
party.
when the OGs
Get
are
out
on
of
the
here.
podium.
Okay, so yeah, I was pretty happy with my qualifying. Yeah, and then the start, yeah, the rain did not help. I haven't done much rain on this game, so it was all learning from then, and then I got a hold of it. Just try to keep up with everyone, because you can't really pass in the wet. And yeah, the safety cars happened, and then I think me and Chandler had a small glitch where he got the safety car like a couple seconds before me, and I passed him after the safety car stuff showed up on his screen, but it never showed up on my screen until I passed him. So that was weird. And then we didn't pit at the end of the safety car, so we got effed there. And then I got lucky again with the other safety car, and I just stayed out because, I mean, was kind of the same situation as Spain, but I was confident this time I could survive.
And you did, just in the end there, getting the win. British Grand Prix next week. Thoughts on that?
I won't be there next week.
Well, there
I'm
we
actually
go.
doing a endurance race.
There we go.
Also, I like to say it's me and Neymar. We've been fighting for P18 the last couple of races, so to fight for P1 and P2, yeah, it's inspirational.
I'll finally be top 20 in the points results. I'll move into the top 20. Let's go.
Oh my god, that was unbelievable.
I want a seat.
Great to our top 3. I'm done. That was unbelievable.
Hello?
Let me wrap up the stream, Bailey.
Oh, shit, my fault.
we
Everyone's happy.
we had about 40 people join it.
Shit.
Yeah, we're done. Join us for ACC tomorrow, everybody. We'll see you at the British Grand Prix.